Welcome everyone to the Ballinesian podcast, episode 66. We in the house, sponsored by Livasa Island Apparel. Shout out to Brother Eri Hosea and the Via de la Rosa Congregational Church out there in Modesto. Always putting on with their Saturday food drive. Make sure to check them out, 1331 Cascade Avenue in Modesto. I think it's 11 a.m. to 3, where you can go and get food at the church if you need it. Definitely a valuable resource that a lot of people are using. Shout out to, Brother Eri, Brother Va, and Livasa Island Apparel. Yeah, let's get this episode underway. A lot of football to go. Let's do it.
Yes,
I am
sir.
Lance Falitongo,
And I am Mike Fizz, the Wiz Fiso.
Mike F-150 in the house. Welcome back. You were just out of town for a little bit, so you landed
Yeah,
last night.
dug in with my rounds. Yes, thank the Lord. I was in Sacramento, Sacktown. Shout out to my boy Dirty P. Shout out to my fantasy league. Get money, truck bitches. We were out there. 8 of the 10 people in the league showed up.
Nice.
We were at a casino, the Yocha Dehi and Cash Creek Casino and Golf Course. It was a wonderful time.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to take back some statements previously said. In previous episodes, I talking shit about golf, but when you get that one hit, bro, the perfect fucking hit, you're just like, I need that. That's
Pure.
more addicting than the gambling, in my opinion. I was like, oh, I need that fucking hit again. I
Yeah.
want it. I'm searching for it. So I played 36 holes.
Damn.
Um, 18 Saturday, 18 Sunday. I was tired, man.
Yo, yeah, a lot of times we'll like go out and play nine, a full 18, definitely on that second half, start to feel it in like your back, your like shoulders, your low
This
back,
is my first time
legs.
ever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is your first time playing golf and you played two full rounds on back-to-back days. You must have been wiped out. Did you like knock out right after or how'd that roll?
No. So okay, let me break this down. So I fly into Sacramento Thursday,
Okay.
kick it with my boy Dirty P, the scientist that about the mold scientist. That's my homie I was telling
Yeah.
y'all about. Kick it with him for a little bit. We go down to the weed store. I mean, not he didn't take me. He dropped me off there and then he left to go do work shit. And then he came back and got me a little later. Anyways, dropped me off at the weed store because it's my first time there. They gave me fat discount, free edibles, 100 milligram edibles.
What?
But they had 1,000 milligram edibles, so 4 cans
God,
of 250 milligrams each, bruh. Bought those, bought some vaporizers, and bought one fat ass joint.
nice.
And yeah, I had blast. Next day, I link up with one of my fantasy friends, and he drives us to the casino. Bro, they smoke cigarettes inside, like tough. I didn't even know they did that anywhere. I walked in, was like, oh my gosh, it literally smells like an ashtray.
They don't do that in Washington?
I don't know. I don't be at the casino.
I there's a
Probably.
there's a casino right into Washington. Well, it's not right into Washington, from the Portland side. So if you go to if you're driving through Portland and you go north over into Washington, 16 exits north of the border is like one of the biggest casinos in this area. The
Mm.
closest to get to. Why am I forgetting what it's called? Ilani Casino and
Oh,
New Hotel. They just put a hotel in. Yeah, it's about to go
yes.
down. But I think they smoke. I think there's a non-smoking side of the casino and then another side where you're allowed to smoke at the table. Yeah, that's
Yeah. I was very surprised. Wasn't mad
yeah.
though, Like I'm like, that makes sense. That makes sense. You're trying to milk these motherfuckers for everything they worth. You need them on a buzz. You
Yeah.
got to get them feeling like they could take over the world with one press of a button. So that was fun. What? Oh, so first round, it's first of all, it's fucking hot. 11 o'clock tea time
Jeez.
in Sacramento. It was like 100 degrees. Um, But on hole 4, my cart mate, shout out to my boy, Long Hair Don't Care. That's his team name.
Nice.
He hit a fucking hole in one.
Whoa!
I was like, what?
What?
I was like, does this happen often, guys?
You saw a hole in one
In
from
my
your
first
cart
chain.
from your
Yeah,
cart
from the guy who
partner?
was riding my cart, bro. I was playing Cinderella by Jay King when he fucking smacked it. I was like, no way.
What?
Let's go.
No, that's crazy.
No, because
I've never seen a hole in one
really,
in
yeah, that's
person.
what everyone was saying. They were like, that's Fiso, that's not normal. I was like, really? I'm 1 for 1 on hole in ones, seeing him. So he hit the ball. I think it was like a par 3, about 200 some yards.
Damn.
And he hit the ball, and we're like expecting it to land on the green. And we see it bounce, but then we're like, where did it go? We
Nice.
don't see it. And then somebody walked up to it, was like, oh. So that was amazing. Yeah, the rule is if you hit a hole in one, you got to buy everyone round of drinks.
Yeah, you buying the
And
drinks.
but we had to pay him $20. I was like, wow. Oh
Bro,
yeah,
that,
because every par 3, like short par 3, we do like a bet, and whoever hit it the closest would
gotcha.
get $20 for that hole.
Damn,
Oh,
$20 per par 3?
yeah, from everyone.
That's
I was
that's
like, and there was like 4 on the course. So I was like,
yeah.
yeah.
It's like, oh damn, that's a lot.
I was like, damn, there's a lot. I'm like, oh wow, money's flying.
So
And then
eight of you, that's hundred forty
yeah.
dollars from the other
So
seven guys.
we're in like 2 different groups too. So 4 of us over here, 4 of us over here, and we get
Right.
like we're to hole like 15, and it was so hot that one of the dudes he like had to tap out because I could see it. His eyes were like going crazy. Like he was sitting down. Like
Oh shit.
it was hot as heck, and we were
That's
like, all
like
right,
heat
bro,
exhaustion.
yeah. So we were like, you should go back
Yeah.
to get chill, and
Yeah.
yeah, that was my attitude. But the other team, the other 4, they were gassing him and making fun of him.
Oh no. Ah, damn.
I was like, oh hey, they're like, you guys, because we were playing each other as well, like 4v4. So whoever won that also got paid. I was like, oh my god, there's like 5 different bets going every which
Nice,
way.
nice,
I'm like,
nice.
felt like a beautiful mind. I couldn't keep track. I was like, just tell me who I owe by the end of the fucking day, and I'll
So
send the fucking Venmo request of the Venmo.
just keep a tab, please, because I'm
Yes.
not keeping track. I don't know. I don't want to not pay anybody, but I don't know what the fuck. Are
Yeah,
we all
you
just
guys are.
passing around the same 20, 30,
I'm
40
just
bucks?
trying to hit the ball, and I didn't do too bad. The first day I hit a 120, which is, I guess, not terrible. Everyone was very encouraging.
Nice.
They said like I did pretty good for the first time,
Yeah.
and yeah, I really like the pitching wedge, the P wedge
Yep.
from like 150 in. I could just dink green. Let's go.
There you go.
And then
Man, automatic green from 100, 150.
yeah,
That's
just
important.
dink. And then but putting sucked. During
Yeah.
my golf training, all I did was practice driving. Oh, I didn't even use the driver. I would only use the 7 wedge. The
Gotcha.
whole fucking game. 7 wedge, pitching wedge, putter. I
Nice. I mean, it
was like,
feels like easier to keep the iron straight instead of the driver. The driver, it just like peels off and starts hooking or turning whenever I take it
yeah,
off
it's
the
like
tee.
the stick is like more flexible. It feels like,
Yep,
like,
for sure.
so I'm like, yeah, but I rented the club, so they weren't mine. I don't have clubs.
Yeah, and
So,
you're taller, right? So you
yeah,
probably need like to either choke way down or to have like your own longer clubs. Because
yeah,
the
but
average golfer is probably like 6 foot or under.
yeah, I think I need like I had like 3 inches or something to the end because I just be looking like a
Super
grandma.
hunched over. Yeah, same, bro. I have a couple clubs that I'm sure like or like actually like ladies clubs, but I don't have money for like a new sand wedge or anything. I just have to like play super short in the sand or it's
Yeah,
like off the fairway or anything
you
like
just
that.
gotta visit your local like driving range. Usually they have the donation clubs that just
Yeah.
I've been looking for this one.
Bro, yeah, golf is yeah, and even more, captivating than than the betting and winning the closest to the pin or stuff is just hitting the ball where you want it to go
Yeah.
and just a pure shot. Like
I
I
was just
met
trying to hit it. Like that was my goal. Just hit it. Just hit the ball, Mike. Because every
right,
time I do, yeah, it goes fairly straight. I was blasting it.
nice.
I was like, okay. But then sometimes it would go awry. And I'd be like, oh, I went through a lot of balls. Let's just say.
Yo,
I
yeah,
was like, I don't know where
especially
that one went.
I'm gonna just drop up here in that general area of where I think it went out. Yeah, definitely having a lot of balls when you first start out, and even probably when you get any good at it. I'm sure I've lost so many donated back. I always buy the cheap discount balls at the pro club. It's probably like $1, $2 per ball,
Mhm.
and then I give them back over the next 18 holes. I'm a
Exactly.
good guest. I don't want to be just taking, but
Each day they gave me 5 or 6 balls. And by the third hole, I used all of them. I was like,
yeah,
oh
I was gonna,
no.
I was gonna say like 30 balls. Like you need to have
Yeah.
one per hole plus some extra ones
Yeah,
just in
so then I
case.
was on scavenge mode. Just oh shoot, there's one. Give it to me, give it to me.
Yeah,
All my
that's the
homies are like finding them. Here go Fisa.
hey, yeah,
Thanks, guys. You guys are fucking nice.
yeah,
Great group of guys. Had a blast. And then yeah, I was there for a fantasy draft, so
right.
got real
Wait, so
serious.
so you guys did and it's an auction draft too. So you guys did your
Yeah.
draft Saturday or Sunday
Saturday evening, yeah.
after the
After
first
the
golf.
after the first round of golf, yeah.
I
So
got
it was like 4 hours 40 minutes. So
damn.
11 to about
Oh,
3:45,
the
4.
golf.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then draft went from about 6:45, I think it started to I want to say 9.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So two hours and some change.
Yeah. It goes pretty fast when it's auction, unless you like have like a fighting war over somebody, and then
Right.
that's when
That
it's like
takes
the
forever.
longest. Yeah.
I'm saying, and you guys also have a bunch of keepers, right?
That is correct. You get up to 3 keepers, and how much there's like a fee attached to how long you keep them. The more years you keep them, the more it costs, pretty much. So, for example, I had DK the last 3 years. He had been my keeper, so I got him when he was a rookie, and so
Nice.
he did really good. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah. And I had Russell Wilson too, so it was like it was
Stack.
clutch. Yeah. And I kept DK since I got him for so cheap. But I would have had to pay about like if I was able to keep him 4th year, I would have had to pay like about $40. I was able to draft him this year for 34, so save $6.
What do you base the like value off of? Is it certain projection sites, or do you have like a grasp on what each position kind of goes for and how much certain players are worth? Like, how do you know how much to bid?
um, so I've been doing a lot of I just look at what all the people who get paid to like talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
I look at what all of them say, and then just like look where it kind of like crosses over. What do all of them believe? Regarding DK, he's usually like seen as a tier 2 receiver. It's mostly because him and Tyler Lockett usually end up having like very similar stats. Like one has the yards, one has the touchdowns kind of deal. But my team is called TDK Metcalf, so there's just your guys you got to go after. Got to pay the cost. And fortunately for me, my league mates didn't run it up. They could have. I was wearing a DK Metcalf jersey when I drafted, so they definitely could have taxed me. But they were nice this year.
They didn't believe in DK like that. They don't believe in DK like you.
No, they actually, yeah, everyone was like, I'm telling you guys, be careful, man. Niners, because a lot of them are from that area. So they're all like Niner fans. I'm like, y'all better be careful.
I let
Uh, Geno
what
Smith, if he makes or breaks his team, for real.
I'm hoping Gino has another good statistical like accurate year because he led the league in accuracy.
Yeah, but he also was one of the luckiest people last year
Oh,
because
okay.
he led the league in dropped interceptions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, an advanced
Damn.
stat found on Reddit. And it's crazy because you know who had like the most like unlucky, like always some like how perfect defense always got played on them, and they had a lot of interceptions. Guess who?
Russell Wilson.
Dak Prescott.
Oh, what?
Dak Prescott had the unluckiest interceptions, and Geno Smith had the luckiest drops.
Dang. Okay, so people that are like hating on Dak, he's just unlucky last year, or is this like
Yeah,
was this
or
just
just
for
like
last year?
yeah, this was just for last year because someone was like saying, "Oh, Geno's so good," and someone's like, "Well, actually,
Actually,
he's
he had
just
the
really
most.
lucky." And Dak Prescott's unlucky. He must have been a Cowboy fan, but they did
Yeah.
the math. They did the math. They looked at the tape, and
Yeah.
because I guess and like one of the NFL sites track dropped interceptions as a stat, so you can go back and look at all the times. And yeah, a lot of times for Geno, it was just like that's why you're on defense, son.
If you had hands, you'd be playing receiver. Damn.
Exactly.
Okay. So I was hoping to grab Gino like in the later rounds if I couldn't get a quarterback earlier. But you're saying that those interceptions might actually be caught this year. Like if we're talking about
Maybe. I'm
regressing
sure
towards the
he's looking
mean.
at the tape too. Because he was hot the first half, second half kind of cooled down, but then at the end he brought it back up. But like the game I went to, this guy threw a pick on the first drive right to freaking Jalen Ramsey. And I was like, dude, we were in the red zone. We're like on the 15-yard line. I'm like, come on, man. Fucking
Yeah.
served it up. So I
Well,
think he knows what he needs to do to make the adjustments. So hopefully he does. But yeah, I think my
yeah.
draft went decently well. I'm getting ranked 8th so far. So
What your draft grade?
uh no, like so my our commissioner, he's the one who set everything up. He does like draft
Rankings?
rankings weekly,
Nice, nice,
the
nice.
weekly thing and like matchup stuff
Yeah,
and like yeah, weekly rankings and stuff. And yeah, hold on, let me see. I'll tell you what he said for mine.
that's dope. That's yeah, commissioner keeping
Okay,
people
well actually first I'll tell you guys
involved.
who I got for my draft.
Right.
So my keepers were Daniel Jones, Derrick Henry, Cooper Cup. And then I drafted T. Higgins because he killed somebody, DK Metcalf, Dalton Kincaid, Alexander Matheson, David Montgomery, Zay Flowers, rookie out of Baltimore, Zach Charbonnet, K9's backup, Jerick McKinnon, Pacheco's backup, Jamal Williams, Alvin Kamara's backup, Quentin Johnston, who's like I think he's a rookie too, right?
Yeah, Chargers first round pick.
Yeah, at a VCU, right? Something like that.
TCU. Yep.
TCU,
Taken
yeah.
right after Smith and Jigba.
Yep. Dante Foreman, who is somebody's backup.
Oh, right, right. Is he still
For
in
the
Carolina?
no, he's in Chicago.
Nice. Who's in
And then
Chicago?
I got Tua. Tua was my last pick.
Hey,
Oh,
Tuanon.
yeah. Oh, and I got defensive players too. So Denver's linebacker Josie Jewell.
Okay.
He looked there was like a theme there were some themes of the draft that I'll tell you guys about later. I got Joey Bosa, I got
Nice.
Hafunga, I got the
Hey,
boy Frankie Louvu,
let's go.
Buda Baker,
Nice.
and Eddie Jackson, the safety out of Chicago.
Chicago.
The Dolphins defense and Harrison Butker as a kicker. High
Kicker
powered
for the
offense.
Chiefs. Yep.
Yep.
Which so you have to bid for these players, right?
Yep.
Which one of them would you say was your best value? Like you got to steal with that guy,
Let's see.
or like you're most excited about.
Probably I think T. Higgins. I think he has a breakout year. Because he's fucking good.
Yeah.
Also, Dalton Kincaid. He's a rookie tight end for the Buffalo Bills who's been getting a lot of Travis Kelce comparisons.
Yeah.
So my thinking was nobody even knew who this guy was. So I thought that was funny. I
Hey.
was like, oh,
Wait, so how much did you get Kincaid for?
I believe $4. So that's solid. I'll pay
Nice.
that every time.
That's
No,
oh man.
$3. $3. Sorry.
So someone nominated him, and then you were like,
I
"I'll pay."
nominated him and someone bid me up to $2 and I said, bet. They said,
Oh
how
man,
bad you want him? I said, this bad.
the
Up
three
one,
dollars, and they're
plus
like, oh,
one.
"Yo, yeah." Getting the
Yeah,
Travis Kelce comparisons with Josh Allen, and it's probably going to
exactly.
be their starting tight end then.
Yes, and there's reports today. Stephen A. Smith was out here saying his other cousin, Stephen Diggs, his Stephen cousin, Stephen Diggs, doesn't want to be in Buffalo Bills territory no more. He
I
wants
saw that.
out. So
I I saw that Diggs posted something. I don't know if it was a tweet or an Instagram post, or maybe it was a story or something. But he was calling Stephen A. out, saying that
it
that's
was
some lies.
fake
It's like,
news.
yeah, I'm Bill's Mafia, something like that. But
Oh, that's good.
that, I mean, but that, if your business gets out there that you want to leave Buffalo, that's kind of what you probably have to say, right? Like, oh shit, nah, I'm Bill's Mafia. Come on, one team until I get traded or something.
I also liked my Alexander Matheson for $16. I think that he's going to be carrying a lot of the workload in
Minnesota,
Minnesota.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
now that Dalvin's gone.
Yeah,
And
he's their starting running
when
back.
Dalvin was out every other time, he stepped up and he's been productive. So hopefully, as a starter, he can stay healthy and make it happen.
Yeah, those guys that step in and pretty much do almost the same level of production as the starting running backs are why running backs don't get paid like 20 million a year, because everyone's like, oh, we could just put Alexander Madison in, or we can put
Yeah,
freaking Dante Foreman in, he'll get 2 touchdowns, 100 yards. It's because I don't know if it's
there's a lot of
just
hungry motherfuckers that are willing to do the work for less. That's what it is.
right. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm not asking for $15 million. If you give me $3 million, I will fucking run and get whatever the line blocks for me. Like, I'm sure there's plenty of people like that are just. I'm sorry. I know you got to get your money, big dog. Like, you're the like one of the top 5 running backs in the league. Austin Eckler, Derrick Henry, like those, Saquon, Jonathan
I
Taylor,
think I
even.
have a solution. I think I have a solution.
What is it?
Uh, Instead of paying them more, how about you just like give them more percent of all of their jersey sales?
Yeah, some sort of to get their
Like
money
I don't
in.
know what the rate is right now, but it's like make it better, like because you're still making money on them being on the team, but
Let me look up how much you get for jerseys. Yeah, you're still getting from them being on the team, but
yeah,
you're
like wins is money, right? So I I don't know. They instead of like they should just be trying to find a way to make these guys happy because not having the best running backs playing the game is hurting the game.
yeah.
Like, or maybe they just trade Jonathan Taylor for Josh Jacobs straight up.
For who?
Jonathan Taylor for Josh Jacobs straight up.
Swap the running backs.
Yeah.
I
We're
think
not happy here. All right, you can go there and not be happy.
they just gave Jonathan Taylor permission today. The Colts gave their running back Jonathan Taylor permission to seek a trade. That doesn't mean it's going to happen, especially if they don't feel like they're getting what they deserve from like a former, was he an offensive player of the year
Yeah, I believe
last
so. Like 2 years
2
ago.
years ago, not last year but the year before, and everyone was touting him as like the number 1 overall pick in fantasy. They're like, go for Christian McCaffrey if you want ceiling, but Jonathan Taylor has got the highest floor. You can take him as a 1.1 or at least a first running back off the board, and then he didn't do that great.
Yeah,
uh
there's too much. There's too much mystery shrouding him. So I'm glad he's not on my team. Like, is he hurt? Is he faking it to get out? Like, if he is hurt, is anyone gonna want to trade for him? We'll have to see. We'll definitely have to see.
It
Yeah.
doesn't say the exact amount that people get paid off jerseys. I think it's like 50 cents per jersey, maybe.
Dang.
I think it's something small. I feel like years ago I can remember that I saw a post of like one of the linemen was filming a little blurb for his team or something, and he was like, "Yeah, I got a check, and it was for 60 cents." And they were like, "Oh, this is from your jersey sales," and I was like, "Who the hell?" Some one person bought his jersey, and then he ended up seeing that person at a game, and he was like, "Hey, I got paid from that jersey." He like saw the one time the one person brought his jersey. But yeah, I think it's only like cents, maybe 50 cents, 60 cents, something like that. But if you sell millions of jerseys, what is that? A couple 100,000?
Okay, yeah. So it says players receive 2/3 of the money, and then the other third goes to the union. But like, not I don't know if it's players, but I think it's just like the NFL gets that much.
Oh,
So
like the NFLPA, and then they split it. Yeah, whatever.
okay, this means that even third string linemen who don't sell a lot of jerseys will still get a check at the end of the season. So yeah, I
It's like a
guess.
shared pot. I want to get into doing auction and how's it? Do you guys do waivers with auction?
What do you mean? Like,
Do you have to bid on free
oh, like
agents?
placing your no,
That's
not
just
during the season, but that was proposed as a possible rule addition
yeah,
to be voted on in the next off season, because right up until the draft we can vote on whatever. But
nice,
after the draft,
locked in.
uh yeah, oh my gosh.
It just goes to the rules committee for the next year.
Yep.
You vote
It's
on it.
on the docket, and yeah, you just make it happen.
That's what I try to do in any of the leagues that I commission two different leagues, and then I'm in two other ones. But
Dang.
the yeah, definitely trying to. Hey, if you guys have any rule suggestions that you think would make this more fun, more fair, definitely let us know, and then we'll vote on it. But then I'll like put all the polls out, and then they'll get voted down, and we're it's just the same. Well, we're only running one flex spot this season. We're doing one keeper. Yeah, I'm in a super flex league. The Ballinesian league is just a PPR league. Starting a dynasty league for the first time this year. That's going to be fun. And then what else? I'm in a two keeper league that is pretty tough. I'd say, yeah, two out of those three are the guys are really they like focused and paying attention and sniping on the waiver wire. Like they're getting all the information, all the news, and definitely applying it to their roster moves. Um, they're up at like midnight on a Tuesday night, waiting for the waivers to get released. And when everybody becomes a free agent, I gotta change that, make that a different time. But yeah, just like going through the rules and like the weekly, I guess the gameplay, and seeing if there's anything that we can do to either take away some bullshit rule that we've just been doing because we've been doing it, like drafting, snake drafting or stuff like that. Just and then either upgrading it or making it something that everybody fucks with. But do you guys do like a lot of rule changes, or are there a lot of
No,
different?
I mean, from what like we have those 3 defensive players and 3 defensive flex, so I feel like a lot of leagues don't do that. I propose punters. I want to see some punters
Oh
added, and
shit!
it's to like a net yards from the punt where they return it. Also, maybe extra points between the 20, 10, and 5. If you pin it in there, you get a little extra points.
Oh nice,
Um,
coffin corner.
that was my proposal. Because I don't it's like a group text, and like I usually don't say much. So if you need me to vote on something, I will. But honestly, I don't give a fuck.
It's like let me know what the rules are. I'll
Yeah,
roll with
I'll
it.
adapt. See, I was confused on the keeper rule. I thought if you traded for somebody, then like the keeper cost would like kind of reset.
Yeah.
But it didn't. So
Wait, so you have to pay like the second or third year of the guy that drafted? Like you have to you're
no, so it resets to what they were drafted for. So like I to keep let's see, to keep Derrick Henry, it was $29, which is pretty good, right? Like such like most high end running backs are going for like 45, 50. I think Bijan went for 54 in our league.
yeah.
And I was like, oh hell no. So, so Derrick Henry at 29 is solid. But I thought I was gonna have him for like 6 because I was like, oh, I'm trading for him, and then and then I got Cooper Kupp for 30, which he's going for like 20 plus that because he's a solid receiver.
How'd you get him for 30?
Because I traded for him, and that's what he was drafted for originally.
Oh,
Whenever
that
he was last draftable.
Cooper Cup was one of your keepers for 30. Derrick Henry was a keeper for 26, 29.
29.
Nice.
And then Daniel Jones for 4 because he was like $1.
And then if Daniel Jones does what he did last year, it's a really good value. If Cooper Kupp does anything what he's done in his career before the injury, huge value.
Yeah, I kept telling all my homies, Vanilla Vic's about to go off on y'all.
Daniel Jones can move, man. I remember he had that long run where he fell down and it's fucking tripped over like inside the 10-yard line. Oh man.
Yeah.
But that showed he big ass dude, what is he, 6'3", 6'4", and run at those long legs and use them. Yeah, nice. How would you rate your team? Are you excited? Do you feel like
I'm excited? I felt like I did decent this year on drafting because usually I shit the bed and like draft like, oh, Tyreek Hill 60, oh, lock it in. And then I'm like, oh, and then I have to end up trading them for some. That's what happens like the last 3 years. I've also drafted T. Higgins last year, traded him. I drafted him like the year before.
T. Higgins is your guy.
T. Higgins is my gosh. Because T. Higgins is, like I said, he's a dog. He'll take the life out of you in one hit. I
think just because he has Jamar Chase on the other side, T. Higgins doesn't get like the evaluation or I guess the respect that his skills in production have shown. Like he's still a very valuable and productive receiver, but people are like dropping him into like the third, fourth, fifth like rounds.
Last year he had 74 receptions on 109 targets for 1,029 yards and 7 touchdowns.
1,000 yards?
Yes.
Nice. 74 catches, 100. Yeah.
Yeah. I got him for like 16. No, 28. Sorry. Yeah. So you get 200. So I minused out my keepers. That left me with like 132. And I'm just watching all these other big names go. And I'm like, dang, I don't want to spend too much too fast. I want to have, because having like that last $30 when everybody can only bid $1, that's a game changer. You see what people are really thinking, like, oh, who they trying to go after? Oh, wait. Nope. Nope. So you cannot afford.
They save their nomination, but they only have a couple of like auction dollars left. And if you're sitting there with $30 still, because you haven't spent it, because you've managed your money wisely, you can, just like in Monopoly, when they don't have enough money to buy it and you have like hundreds, you're just like, yeah, I'll out auction you every single time and get this shit for cheap.
Yeah. But then you got to sometimes they be sending false flags, like, oh, I'm nominating this guy so he can get stolen by the other guy. It's like a little mental game. So we're all just a hotel room, just looking at each other like, what are you going to do, huh? I had hella coffee, hella edibles. So I was getting pulled like both directions. I was like, you get like the the string between your fingers, and you put like a piece of cardboard in between. You just go boom, boom, boom. You make like a saw or something. That's what I was trying to get on. I was trying to be that thing.
Wait,
And
so people nominate, so you have like an order, and then just people go around the table nominating a player that everyone bids on
yeah,
that bid? And so
yeah. So it starts out at
sometimes,
one, but when you nominate, you can start at what the bid is. So like
oh,
the
okay.
app will say you can only bid this high, so that you still have at least $1 for all the other positions you need to fill.
Oh, gotcha.
So yeah, it'll make sure that you definitely fill your team. And yeah, it was
But th-
fun.
have you done in-person drafts before
Yes.
with this
But
league?
yeah, with this league, uh,
Nice.
I was having nightmares like a couple days before because like 5 years ago we had the draft and it was in Portland and
Nice.
I booked my whole trip the week before on accident. So I
Oh
showed up,
shit.
was like, "Where are we at, guys?" And they're like, "It's not till next week." And I was like, "Get the fuck out of here! What are you talking about?"
I will not be showing up to the draft, guys.
Yeah.
I'll see you in the chat.
So I kept thinking that was gonna happen to me this weekend. I'll go and be like, "Yo, what's up?" And they're like, "You dumbass! It's not till next
It's
week."
not till
And I'll be like,
September.
"Ah." So yeah, these are all buddies of mine from Gonzaga, all real cool dudes.
It's your
Did some
friendship.
gambling. Yeah, did some gambling. I'm not very good, but they were playing some blackjack. I played a little bit of blackjack.
What is your
Uh,
preferred game in the casino if you go?
I like the old slot machines,
The
like the
old
ones that have
ones.
like, yeah, because some are just screens, like it's like a screen, but I like the ones with like the physical things that spin, Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
kind of like that.
okay.
But you don't have, I guess, if you pull it, you don't need to pull it. It doesn't do anything. It just like kind of like
It's just
I think it's
another spin button, but it's a.
it doesn't know. I pulled it and nothing happened.
Oh, what?
And it's just like I would just do it like, oh, I haven't hit in a while. Fuck it, hit,
I need some of
hit.
this.
Yeah, so I lost a couple pretty pennies to the slot machine. But my friend, shout out Dirty P, he actually showed up to the casino too, and we were playing this game, and I left, and then I guess he sent me a video.
Of him
He
hitting.
won $500.
Yeah.
I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Like every other, like every degenerate. How much he put in
Yeah.
though? Like
I'm not
how?
sure. We don't talk about that part. We
Yeah.
don't count the L's, only the dubs.
I don't put Instagram. I don't put videos of me sliding $20 bills into the machine on my Instagram story. I only do the bonuses.
Yeah, when I cash me outside, how about that?
Ooh, yeah.
But yeah, I was like, damn, dude, 2,000 quarters. That's because that's what it was. He said, damn, I just want 2,000 quarters. I was like, that's like $500. What?
Oh, right. It tells you in like units.
Yeah, so man, that shit was confusing. I watched my friends. Oh, also, craps is illegal in California, right? Which is dumb.
Craps.
Yeah, the game,
Craps?
craps, rolling dice.
What?
Okay, so but they found like the dumbest loophole to get around that.
Okay.
This is how they do it, at least at this hotel. So it's like a normal craps table. Everything is the same, except on the dice are not numbers. There's colors or shapes or something. And you roll the dice, and whatever symbol you roll, it corresponds to a card, ace through six. I'm like, what the fuck? That's
uh,
such a like that's craps. Like, why are you making me waste my time with this extra step?
you're
I was
making me
like, this
do
is
math.
gentrified craps. This is dumb.
I gotta do code reading, fucking
I'm not.
transfer over to the number,
Yeah, but
add
that
it
shit was
up.
hot, man. That shit was hot. There's this one little Hispanic dude. Also everyone there was a Niners fan. So I was walking around with
Oh,
my
in
Seahawks
Sac.
jersey. Yeah.
Ooh.
Like I was like, yeah, I hope it make you unlucky, bitch. People were like, "Get away from me! Get away from me!"
Yeah, take it, take
Yeah, I
that.
was like, "I'm gonna stomp on your ankle like DK did."
Hope you lose all your money and can't afford to
Like,
go to the
nah, I
games.
was I was only pushing good vibes. Um, we had some beers in our fridge in the rooms that we brought, and so we'd go up to the room, grab beers, and bring them down. I did this like 5 times because I wasn't really gambling, so I'd always go with the homies, go up, and then I did it the one time, and my other friend I'm with, he had like 6 in his pocket. I just have one in my hand that's like mostly gone. I chugged the fuck out of it because I knew they would press me at everybody because I was like the darkest. I'm not even that dark.
The tall
Tall
browner
brown
one.
guy, yeah, pretty much with the long hair,
Oh
stand out
no.
in the crowd. So I
And
had the
like
beer in my
everyone
hand.
else can see you drinking that beer
The
from on.
security guard, right when we hit the floor, he fucking popped something into his little walkie-talkie.
Oh no.
And then I told my homie, I was like, "Oh shit, bro, I think they all do us." And he had like 6 beers in his pocket, so he hit the cut. I was like, "Go, boom!" He said, "Bam, I'm out of there." And then the security guard came up to me and said, "Sir, did you bring that down from your room?" And I just looked at him like this. Just like pretend like I couldn't hear him. I was
Huh?
like, and then my commissioner, my homie, he came up and was like, "Is there a problem?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm just trying to tell your friend that if you bring his beer down, he got to put it in a cup and then
Oh,
not to do it for the rest of the night." And I was like,
that's it?
okay,
Wait,
sure.
wait, wait. He said put it in a cup and then don't do it again?
Yeah, I guess. And I was like, that's not
That
too bad. I said, that's pretty nice.
that's not bad at all.
I was like,
That
that seems very generous of him, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. I was
I
like,
feel like
thanks,
he
man.
bitched out like when your commissioner showed up. Like cuz that
Yeah, I
sounds
mean,
like
we're both huge. Like, I'm tall, he's tall as fuck too. And so we're just like standing over this guy who's supposed to be security, but they didn't have no real security, dog. You know what I'm saying? No cousins, no Tokos, no Usos. I was like, this guy. And my
regular
commissioners,
size security.
yeah. And my commissioner started fucking roasting him.
Oh, what? Just
He said, look at this fake ass bulletproof vest. What do you need that for? Then he's like talking about how his stomach was sticking out, bro.
oh.
I was dying, bro. I was just laughing my ass off. Like literally. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening.
He said you just spare him and say go get me a cup.
Yeah. I was
Just
like,
go
okay, can you hold this while I go grab my cup? I don't want to walk up to the bar with this
with a
beer
beer.
that is not from down here.
Hey, security said you just need to put it in a
He's
cup.
like, hey, I was like, hey, can I get a cup? And they were like, okay.
Oh, they like know
Gave it
what's
to me.
going
I was
on.
like,
There you
yeah,
go.
sweet. But all in all, it was a great time.
Nice.
Had a blast. Draft was fun. And yeah, this is the first draft of the fantasy season for me.
How many
And
more you
it's
got?
2.
Two more.
I got a little family one and another friend one.
Are any different rules or are those mostly standard?
Uh, the friend one is another auction draft, but there's no keepers or anything. And the family one is a snake draft because my other cousins and friends,
Still do it
they
the
did,
old way?
yeah, this is like their third fantasy season, so
Oh, what?
yeah, they're freshies.
I started in 2006, 2007. I think 2007. Do you remember your first fantasy football league?
Yeah, I think it was like 2010.
Nice.
Um, like my first, yeah, 2009 when I first went to college at GU. Our whole dorm did one. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Oh, I kind of care a little more.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah.
It makes you watch a lot of different football that you definitely wouldn't have before. Like I'm
Yeah.
tuning into Texans games. Like freaking I want to see Damian Pierce. Come on, put him back out there on third down. What the fuck?
Run.
Who's Rex Burkhead? Stop! Get out of here! Messing up my
Dang,
plan.
dang it, CJ Stroud, you're too good.
Hand the ball off. Yeah, I feel like if you can just predict like close enough what is going to happen in the season by using, this off season's moves and just what people, if you can see what teams are planning to do and you guess right on during the drafts, and you target people that are going to have great seasons, I feel like that's the way to turn it into like a dominant regular season and just roll through the playoffs on your way to a fantasy title. But in that predicting is where a lot of stuff can go wrong, and you think Trey Lance for a 15th round pick as a keeper is going to be a crazy value, and then he's not playing after 3 weeks. I fucking wasted my keeper.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. But yeah, there's so many things that you kind of see happening, like a certain like position battle or depth chart battle where you guess right, and maybe you pick David Montgomery over an early round Jahmyr Gibbs, and David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs have about half and half season. You can really win when you take David Montgomery in like the 12th, 13th round. I mean, he's probably going in the mid rounds, right?
Yeah. He went for $35 in our league.
Oh.
So our commissioner, shout out to Thought Leaders, that's his team name.
Thought provoking.
Thought Leaders.
Thought
yeah.
leaders.
He so he won last year.
Nice.
And man, I traded him the pieces.
Oh no!
I do it every year. I can't help myself. I don't know why.
Yeah. Wait, what did you give him? What
I got Cooper Kupp and I think like Cordell Patterson, and then he got Austin Eckler, some other good person. I was like, wow, I fucked up, huh?
Oh man.
Especially
running backs.
He's won it like 3 of the last 4 years.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So he knows his shit.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
He knows his rules.
I was telling you there was themes, right? And he just started drafting like the whole Lions team, like hell a lot Detroit Lions, because he's a big Lions fan. So I was like,
wait, has he drafted Lions in the past, or is that because the Lions are now turning into a very good offense?
Yeah, he was like NFC champs. That's what he kept saying, NFC champs. I was like, what? So I was like, okay, I'm about it. This other guy, he drafted like every single white linebacker. That's how I got Josie Jewell, because he was trying to get him, and I was like, nah, man, he's the best one.
$2.
Yeah. Oh, I think I spent like 7 or 8 on him, the linebacker.
Wait, what would you say the highest scoring defensive player is? Like, who's the first defensive player off the board?
It's usually a linebacker. I think it was Alokon.
Oh, what?
I think he's the Jets linebacker, middle linebacker.
Aluaquan?
Yeah, it's because you want somebody who gets either like a lot of tackles.
Tackles are a point?
Yeah, or I think they're 0.2 or 0.1.
Oh, you need 10 tackles for 1 point?
No, let me see. That doesn't sound right.
Yeah. I mean, anytime
one tackle is 1 point.
Oh.
Yeah, actually, I don't fucking know, because I'm looking at this guy. He had 14 tackles, but he had 18 points. So I don't know how that works. Maybe some pass deflections or something.
Like 1.2 or 1.25.
Yeah, like a Bobby Wagner, Jordan Brooks. Who else?
Nice.
Yeah,
tackle leaders.
Yeah, from any team. It's like, I think there's Jacksonville Jaguars. Their linebacker went top.
Oh, that's interesting, because they're going to be out there a lot.
Yeah. And
gotcha.
Yeah, they just have the most opportunities, and they're the leaders, so they're usually like the best defensive player. Like they know where the action's going.
Hey, okay.
Yeah, I got
or
Hafunga
sacks.
too, so I had him last year. He's solid.
Those special defensive stats, sack, interceptions, those are worth more probably. And so
Yeah,
you,
hold on. Let me pull it up. I can get like a full
Josie,
scoring breakdown.
Josie Jewell, Talanoa Funga, Joey
Frankie
Bosa,
Louvu,
Frankie Louvu. Nice.
Buda Baker.
Yo, Buda
My defense
Baker,
kind of solid.
best player on the Cardinals.
Easily.
Nice. And what do you consider like a good week from your defensive side of the ball, points wise? If you get like 30, 40 from all of them?
Total.
Yeah, total from
Um,
them.
so you got 6 defensive players. Yeah, you're looking for like 30, 40 points.
Damn, that's a
Um,
lot. That's a big chunk
yeah,
towards your weekly
so
total.
so a solid week for you is like 200 points. Touchdowns, I think, for quarterbacks are worth only 5. Throwing
Oh,
passing
yeah.
touchdowns.
I think
So
the general the default for Yahoo is 4 points per pass touchdown. So that's like a little premium.
okay, so yeah, the keeper rule is a escalating fee of $4, $7, and $10 for first, second, third year. Um,
Plus the price you paid for him.
yeah. So I think if you get them
It's
off the
not
waiver
bad.
wire, it's just like 1. Let's see,
Oh,
defensive.
nice.
Oh, a sack is worth 3. A total tackle is worth 1. Block punt or anything is 3. Interceptions 4. Fumble recovery
Ooh,
2.5. Force fumble 2.5. You get the safety points if you get one. And then you get 0.25 for solo tackles. So you get a quarter of a point for if you tackle them by yourself.
nice.
Uh
Okay.
we added 1.5 points if you get like a third down stuff. So if like they're doing like a run play and you fucking pop them, yeah, you get a point for that. And then 1.25 for a pass defense.
Breaking up a pass, tipping a pass away. Nice.
Yeah. So
Man,
yeah. Isn't
that's
that fun?
I can see how that can really add up to something like that can change the result of the game. Like that could push you over the top and
Yeah, we
really,
also
man.
do minus -0.1 for each incompletion by the quarterback.
Ooh.
Keep them honest.
Ooh. That's big. You can't just go out there and throw 50 passes for
And if they
oh.
get sacked, you lose half a point. I don't know if that's like in
I don't
other
think
games.
yeah, I don't think quarterbacks usually get penalized on their fantasy points if they get sacked. It might
I
count against
propose
their rushing
adding a
yards.
penalty if they throw a pick 6, even though that's like not their fault, but oh well.
Yeah, hey, but you're about to lose the game now,
You're
so
the last dude,
it matters.
last line of defense.
You're the last guy back there. I want to see you lay out.
Yeah, why'd you throw it to him?
Bro. Pick
Okay, yeah.
sixes.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in that league. That's why I like it. So it's
Oh, the
super
bonus.
competitive. It's the 13th year of its existence. So, it's been around
Damn,
for quite a
nice.
while. Some legacy. I think I've been in for like 6.
Oh, I thought you were there from.
Nah, so I guess the person I got added like halfway through a season.
Oh, someone fell out.
Yes, that someone wasn't playing or wasn't doing their lineups or something.
Oh
And
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
yeah, they put me on. But then when they put me on, he came back and changed my lineup to fuck me up and because he was mad or something. And
Whoa.
I was like, man, you better. I was like, I'll take the L, whatever, but can you delete this motherfucker off my account?
Hey, can you disconnect his email, please? Why is he still in here?
Yeah, for real. And I had to pay that guy directly. So I was like, all right, bro, thanks. And I gave him the money. And then the next day he did that.
Oh wow.
I was like, you didn't say shit, man. If you had told me you were butthurt or whatever, could have talked it
Damn.
out.
Okay, so
Yeah.
he wanted his money back. So they were like, "All right, Mike, if you're going to jump in, we've already got his money, so you just pay him." And then
Yeah.
even after he got his money back, he still jumped in and fucked up your. Yo,
Yeah.
wait,
I
did
mean,
he
he
dump
probably just,
players?
no, he just switched my lineup to be like all like so I had like 10 o'clock games ready to go, but then he benched some, and then I was like, oh motherfucker.
oh, nasty.
So yeah, I feel like this is like
Ugh.
I'm finally getting past all that. It's like when you buy a new like whatever Washington is going through after taking over from Dan Snyder. Um, just gotta
You gotta flush it out and start
rid
fresh.
ourselves of the demons.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and then you
so
can finally get like your own vision
yeah,
and
identity and
yep.
yeah, so hopefully I got ranked preseason 8, so we'll see where I end up. Um,
That's
my
dope.
my yeah, my rank was love the pieces here, high end guys at the top, vanilla Vic insurance, cheap running backs, and high upside young guys. Could be a great team next year. I was like, my heart.
He just drops that last line.
Yeah, it was like, ooh, got me.
Yo, it's looking really
Thank
good.
you.
It's looking really,
Thank
really
you.
good for the
Yeah.
future. Nice, I like it.
Yeah.
I definitely need to send more manager emails. Both of my leagues, I just sent out freaking. I have a Instagram group chat that has one of them, and everyone is pretty attentive to that one and pays early. And then I have the Islander one where I have to like message the group. Everyone's in the group, but then I have to message everyone directly because no one responds in the group. And then it's one of those I have to like take the season to collect dues and stuff. I'm like, guys, we're gonna change this next year. I'm gonna be contacting people in July, and we're gonna get this sorted out a lot earlier because I'm scrambling. We're like a week and a half before the freaking season here.
Bro, he'd be like, I'm gonna put you on auto draft if you don't pay.
Ooh, but then that'll be.
Then they'll be like, all right, I'm not gonna play then.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play then. I'll be like, oh
Like,
damn.
oh wow, there goes your legacy
I
down the
thought,
toilet,
bro.
huh?
I thought
For
the
a couple dollars, bro.
just or offering the keeper would just spice it up enough where everyone was like, oh, I definitely want to come back in. But it's um,
Have you heard of Splitwise?
mm-mm.
I guess it's an app that you can make. Just put everybody in it and be like, all right, all you guys owe me this much, and it'll tell you everybody who paid it and everybody who didn't.
Oh, nice. That's what you guys use?
Yeah, I just got added to it today, so
I
I was like, interesting.
I usually have just like a spreadsheet on my phone each year of the stuff and just like check people off as they pay and then update the group chat like, okay, we've got 6 out of 12 so far. I know we have 13 guys in this chat, so one of you is not going to be playing if all of you pay. It's going to be the last guy.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
But then I'll only have like 7 or 8 paid before the draft, and I'm like, I'm not gonna stop this whole thing that we all plan to be here for. So I'll let 4 guys draft without paying, and then it'll be months before they pay. If they pay, oh, that's tough. But you guys, what? You guys get it all in before the season?
Yeah, I think I still need to
Generally.
pay. But it'll be handled.
Yeah. And yeah,
Definitely before the first game.
there's usually a rush in that last couple of days before the season. And it's like for one of my leagues, it's 150. The dynasty one that we're starting up right now is only going to be 50 just because we're also doing a bunch of different stuff that people aren't necessarily used to just yet. And I think it's 120 and 150. So yeah, man, if I just win all 4 of those, we're going to Disneyland this
Yeah.
Christmas. Just like, oh, my girl's in one of them with me.
Oh,
That's
nice.
the
Double
Superflex
dipping.
League. Try it, yeah. So we got a 1 out of 6 chance.
You're like, hey, I'm gonna drop this guy. Go pick him
No,
up.
no. Yo,
Collusion.
no, definitely no collusion. Smells like collusion. Somebody, hey, shout out to Travis in our Ballinesian Fantasy Football League. I panicked during my 0 running back year last year, and I traded Justin Jefferson for what I thought was like a good running back, Joe Mixon, and I think a tight end and wide receiver. But he was like, "Did you just trade Justin Jefferson?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Collusion." I was like, "Whoa! Watch your mouth, sir." No, I was hurt. Um, yeah, I definitely try to. Sometimes guys will be like, "Hey, I'm selling my team for $20." Like in like the old leagues, we used to have a security fantasy football league, and one of the guys, Josh, would be like, "Hey, I'm paying for players. If you have a good, it's $20. I'll take your guy if you want to trade." And people would fucking trade with him. I'd be like, "Guys, you can't do that. That's not how the game works." All right,
For
they're like,
real.
"No, it is how it works. Look, I have this guy and this guy." I was like, "Damn, your team is strong as fuck. You can pay for great team." Yeah, that's. I mean, that's how it works in real life sometimes.
Really though.
Yeah, fantasy football. I just got to figure out what's going to happen and draft according to that. And then I'll win a lot of money. I think, man, what is your guys like? Do you know what your guys' payouts are for like first, second, third, or do you guys have a fourth place? We
Let's
pay
see.
out usually top three. First place gets 65% of the total pot.
Buy-in is 175. The total purse. So first place gets 650. Second place gets 75. Wow, that sucks.
Wait, what?
Yep, you heard it. Okay, so the division, if you win the division, you get 325.
Oh,
And
okay.
there's a weekly bounty during the regular season. So if you score the most points, you get 25 for that week.
Oh, nice. Every week.
Yeah, for just the regular season. So I think that goes to like week 14 or 13.
That's like $400, right? In total
Yeah.
prizes. Damn, nice.
Yeah, so but first place 650, that's the big one.
So you could win your division and win the championship for first place.
Yeah, that'd be like the
That's that.
975.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, okay. I didn't think to pay like the first place teams in the divisions, but we had a bonus last year for the highest scoring team. When I say highest scoring team, do you think that means highest scoring week or highest scoring total?
I literally asked that as you were saying, right before you said that, I was like, I wonder if he means by week or total. I imagine you did total because you only said the one prize, not prizes.
Right.
So I would imagine, yeah, total. But that I've seen the highest scoring team be fourth place, like
Right.
going into the playoffs. Like they're coming in a 4 seed because like that's the week everybody wants to show up. That's the team. They score the most points, but they also get the most scored on.
Yeah. There's the points force that really changes that. But we in the league that we offered that bonus, it was the first time we had done a bonus, and we just took it out of the total pot and set $100 to the highest scoring team. And the person that set the record for the most points in a week, which was like 220, he scored 220 one week. Um, he thought he was getting the money, but I had written out the bonus in like the league rules at the beginning of the season that it was going to be the um, highest scoring over the total season. So that guy ended up being like, I think 16. I think he scored 1,600 points going into the final week or something. But it was that like last week or two where it popped up in the chat. Like the first guy was like, "Well, at least I got the highest scoring week and the highest in that $100 bonus." And then immediately, the guy with the most points in the league messaged me, and he was like, "Wait. Does it does it mean the highest scoring week or the most points scored over the season?" And we had to like hash it
Oh, like
all
so
out.
1 week. So like the highest scoring week of the whole fucking thing. So I
Right,
scored 500 points and no one got that ever.
right.
Um, nah, but then I would say then the prize should be less if that's how you're gonna do it.
Yeah, that would be like a little like one
Like,
off.
oh, cool, you did it one time.
Right, because then it could, because we were thinking the reason we were going to offer this bonus is because, you could have the best team, the highest scoring team, and still be fourth place and not make any money because we only pay the top three at the end of the season. So we're gonna give someone that did good in the regular season just this little bit, $100. It's basically almost your buy-in back. But just the high score for one week, like just that being the score, the highest score over the whole season, felt like a random. Like anybody could have scored, 200
Yeah.
some
Give it
points
to the
on.
person who gave up the least points too. Fuck it.
Bro, whenever I look at like how shitty I'm doing, I can always go to the points allowed and be like, see, I got the most points scored on me, or like the second most points scored on me. And then I use that as an excuse for why I'm bad at fantasy football.
I'm just unlucky, man. Everyone gets hot when they face me.
Yeah, man, everyone fucking comes at the commissioner with their best fucking output of the season. People scoring 150s on me. I'd say the average score is about 90 to 120. And then you have the guys that draft really well that have a bunch of superstars. They're scoring up in like the 140, 150 range. So, that's just how the points are, the rosters are scored on our. We have Superflex, PPR. I don't think any other bonuses. I had a wild ass league where I think we had 6 or 8 teams. I think it was like 2 or 3 years. We had a couple, like 1 year with 6 teams, and then the rest with 8. So our rosters were stacked. It was just a fun free league, but we had a bunch of different bonuses, fourth down stops for your defenses. Those counted, like first downs for quarterbacks, all counted. A bunch of different 100 yards receiving, 200 yards receiving were different bonuses. 300, 400, 500 yard passing were different bonuses. So the points in that league each week got up to like fucking averaging 200, 250. Yeah, and that one kind of felt random too because everyone had such a crazy team that it wasn't really like drafting felt like it didn't matter. You could auto draft a monster in a 6-team league. Like you're gonna have a great team. But yeah, definitely. Yep.
When you say super flex, does that usually just entail like a second quarterback?
Right. So the flex position in a super flex league, you're also allowed to start a quarterback there.
Okay.
Or like usual flex is wide receiver, running back, or tight end. But a super flex, you can start a second quarterback for your team in that flex spot, which is different than 2 quarterback leagues, even though they're ranked the same. But 2 quarterback leagues, you have to start 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So having the option to not kind of helps with some of the roster flexibility in 12-team leagues.
That's why. So we're transitioning to this league that I'm in now. We're going to be adding a super flex position next year.
Oh.
So some people, because of that, drafted some quarterbacks.
Yeah.
That otherwise wouldn't have gone, just so that they can get them for cheap as a maybe possible keeper going into that season with the rule change. That's why I thought that was happening this year.
Okay.
So that's why I kept Daniel Jones. So it's like I just need to pay attention a little bit more. Otherwise, I'm just giving my money away.
Yo, definitely, yeah. Stay up to date with the rules.
Tag Tua because of that. Like if Tua has a great year, I want to keep him for the low.
Wait, does it say? Do you remember how much you got Tua for towards the end?
Yeah, he was definitely like
one of the dollar nominations.
Late, early. Yeah, pretty much. Let's see.
Because the value in Superflex for quarterbacks it jumps up crazy.
Yep, drafted for $1.
Nice.
So
you'll be able to keep them for like +7 or $8, something like that.
For the first year, yeah, it'd be +4, so $5.
Yeah, Daniel Jones and Tua Tagovailoa for less than $10 each.
Yeah,
that'll be great. Good starters, as long as they both
Like,
freaking play.
I can still only have 3 keepers, so if I want, I'd probably have to pick just one of them, depending on
Right.
how my other players do. It really all depends. Who knows how this season's go? It's so unpredictable. Everybody
Yo.
always has all these rankings and who's gonna be hot, who's gonna be not, and then it's some other dude who no one even heard of.
Yeah, that
It's the
blows
Jake
off.
Bobos and the fucking I don't know who else. Some
Some
Deuce
other
Vaughns
preseason. Oh man, Deuce Vaughn over here showing a little Mighty Mouse.
who look like a deuce I took yesterday. No, I'm just kidding.
I think the Chargers also have a 43, a little running back that is like breaking off preseason touchdown runs.
Oh,
Like
let's go.
so, yeah, it's goes back to why they don't want to pay any one running back hella millions of dollars, because these preseason guys are also showing that yeah, they got that juice.
Yeah.
Freaking man, it's crunch time. Fantasy football. It's draft week, the next week or two. Where do you get your news for your fantasy football or your rankings and stuff like that? Any particular
Um,
site?
I just Adam Schefter. He's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Reddit. Reddit will post the fucking tweet like there's like a bot that'll post it immediately as it's tweeted onto Reddit. So I'm always in like the news section of NFL, fantasy
Nice.
football, all the teams that any of these players play for. I'll go browse over there. Then just looking at
Nice.
news every day.
Bro,
With the difference
yeah.
between Yahoo, ESPN.
Seeing the it's a lot. You actually do a lot of research and um yeah, research, finding the information, seeing what's going to happen, trying to predict what's going to happen, and then make your roster moves accordingly. That's
Yeah, it's
a
like
that's
educated
fun.
guesses. That's pretty much what it is.
I mean, yeah, and then trying to use. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I use like just everything. I guess Twitter. I follow a bunch of different fantasy pages on Twitter, Instagram, which are probably my top 2 used apps. Um, Definitely the blurbs within the different fantasy apps. Yahoo Fantasy, ESPN Fantasy. I'm trying the sleeper app. Do you know what app you guys? What app do you guys use for
We're
most of
on
your leagues?
ESPN. ESPN, and then there's one that was on Yahoo last year, but I'm trying to get it over to ESPN. I did not like the Yahoo format at all.
Yeah, we had a couple guys that were like ESPNers that
Hmm.
are wanted to flip it back over to ESPN. So I'm like, oh man, I think we might need to make a change.
Do you like Yahoo or ESPN better?
I haven't had a problem with the Yahoo. I think ESPN had like IBM Watson in their blurbs and player info, which I think is more than what Yahoo has. Yahoo has like just someone write something up with some stats in it. So yeah, damn, ESPN is better.
I
And
like
they
their
track it.
final projected. They do like final standing projections. And so for ours, everybody's team was already selected, but only me and one other person we switched. I went up and they went down from 5 to 6 and 6 to 5. So like the 2 people right in the middle just flipped them. And I was like, oh great.
You went up.
Yeah, I went up. But and usually that like the final projections, those are pretty
Accurate?
solid. Yeah, I would say they're pretty accurate. Yeah, I'm usually near the bottom, so
Get
and I
up
do
there.
finish near the bottom. And my division is a little harder than the other one.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but all of our records are usually a lot more closer than the other one. So it's like, oh, if I was over there, I could be the second seed because
Damn.
it's like the 2 seeds, the top 2 seeds go into the playoffs.
Oh, it's okay. 4 out of 12.
Or maybe it's no, it's 3, and then the division leaders get a bye.
Nice.
Yeah.
So 6 teams make the playoffs. Yeah,
Yep.
we do 6. Yeah, same. 6 teams. Top 2 get a bye. 3 plays 6, 5, 4 plays 5, yeah, and then moves up to 1 and 2. I'm trying to make our championship round 2 weeks long
Mm-hmm.
instead of just the one like week 17 game. But I actually don't think Yahoo offers that option.
Yeah, you might
So,
have to cut your regular season by a week because week 18,
oh, okay,
motherfuckers ain't really.
yeah, yeah,
Some
yeah,
of them don't play, and then you're in the championship week 18, and it fucking sucks. But
yeah,
like week 17, people still pretty locked in. You know, there's
yeah,
still things that need to be decided. No, nothing's usually for certain. Even if it is, like they'll still usually play hard.
yeah. Try to get that last week to not be part of your playoff schedule because of the superstars that will be resting on those teams with a bye or locked in real life playoff seeding. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, again, if that's something that Yahoo doesn't offer, that other places offer, then I'll definitely have to look at making the switch. One of the guys asked me, he was like, I mean, I know we're playing on Yahoo, and I've asked about going to the Sleeper app or and back to ESPN. What is good about Yahoo for you? And I was like, honestly, I just have my other 3 leagues here, so it just makes it easier to just
Yeah,
all have it in one
check
tab.
everything. Yeah,
And I was like, that's not necessarily the greatest experience for everybody. That's just convenient for me. So yeah, another thing I'll have to look at and probably assess making some changes so that the league is or at least the shit that keeps track of the league and the stats and the scoring, the records is more enjoyable for everybody else. But looking at
y'all,
Sleeper app this year for the first time.
y'all got any crazy punishments?
I haven't been able to do a punishment yet in any league I've been in. Like we just don't agree to it in time, and then by the time people are mid-season, like, hey, what's our taco punishment or fucking what is our last place punishment? And by then, people that are like losing are like, nah, I don't want to do that this year. Let's do it. Let's try next year. Like, what about
Yeah,
you guys?
we don't have a punishment, but if you win the league, then you get to host. You're the host city for the draft,
Nice.
so that's kind of cool.
So you guys
So,
been flying to the commissioner a bunch?
this is the first in-person draft we've had in a couple years since like the COVID.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So yeah, pretty much. And a lot of people live in like the San Francisco and Sacramento area and Reno. So it was like only like 2 people had to fly in and 6 people, or no, 3 people drove in, 5 people drove. So
Nice.
flew in, drove. Yeah. So
That's cool.
it's pretty easy too. But yeah, man, I don't know if I'm ready to just be thinking about football 24/7.
You're not ready for it?
Ah, yeah.
I know what you mean, man. It's gonna
That's what
be
puts
a
the gray in my hair.
24/7.
Yeah, it makes me fucking stressed for no reason.
This is gonna be our like whole focus until like basketball starts. But by then, it's like if you're gonna make the playoffs or not, or have to
For
fight
real.
till the end.
For real.
But yeah, nice. It's gonna be good. Yeah, I think we've done. Uh, this episode is gonna be just on fantasy football.
Yeah, whole fucking locked in. Sorry guys, but it's about that time. So
It is about that time. We're about to do it. There's money. This is big payouts
man, I almost
happening.
got fucking stuck in Sacramento because of that hurricane, bro.
Oh,
To
Hurricane
transition
Hillary.
into a little bit of something else.
Oh man, yeah,
Yeah,
Hurricane Hillary. Shout out to
bruh.
everybody in California, Nevada, Arizona. Hope everybody's safe. I know only a few places did that crazy flooding, but that was crazy to see. Eh.
Man, they didn't even have, they announced before the flight, yeah, we're not gonna do drink service because it's gonna be so fucking choppy up there. I was like, get
Whoa,
the fuck out of here. And
because you
then
wanted to drink?
yeah, no, because
It was a
I
safe
just
flight.
I wanted water and like a Sprite or something up top. That's my favorite part. So they're like, if you want something to drink, go get it at the cart right there. Over. And I was like, oh hell no. The I was so tired from the golf, I didn't really give a fuck.
No.
But literally the entire plane ride was like we were just, I was like,
Damn.
oh,
Whoa.
but like like when you're like half asleep, half awake, you kind of feel like lucid, and I felt like enlightened, meditating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, fuck it, if we crash, I don't give a shit.
It's like we're up here. I'm
I'm gonna
experiencing
live.
this.
I'm gonna jump right before I hit the ground.
Hey, anytime I'm in an elevator and that shit starts shaking a little bit, I'm like, look, just estimate when it's gonna hit the ground and jump. Jump right before it hits the ground, you'll be fine.
Exactly. Yeah, but it was
Yo,
super shaky. My friend, he was flying to Portland, and his flight got canceled
oh, what?
because of the hurricane. Yeah,
The
I
winds
felt
were really
bad.
just messing it up that bad. Damn.
Yeah, I was like, damn, man. I'd never been on a flight like that. Literally the entire time, bitch was
Dang.
shaking. I was
Turbulence
like,
the whole time?
the whole fucking way.
That's scary.
Yeah, it
But
was kind of. But like
but
I
it
said, I was so tired. You're just like, whatever.
it's reassuring to know that they're like, look, it's gonna be bumpy, but we're gonna make it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be comfortable, but it will be efficient. We will
I had a
be
window seat, and right outside my window was the engine. I was like, yep, I'll know right away.
I saw that video of that freaking engine on fire.
Yep,
Uh,
exactly.
where do you have any travel tips that you picked up
Um,
over the last day or two?
yes, I would say if you if you're checking a bag, get to the airport. I don't know about what your airport's like, but SeaTac airport, get there 3 hours early. Because
Wait,
like, especially if it's a high travel day, like Monday mornings, it's high travel day, Thursday mornings, all Friday, all Saturday, all Sunday, especially
yeah,
Sunday night. If you're traveling during any of these times, get there early because everyone else is also traveling during these times. And security at SeaTac, I was worried when I left. Good thing I left on a Thursday. I was through security in like 35 minutes. I
nice.
knew I knew it was going to be a great golf weekend because when I'm in line at security, I'm so tired. It was like 7 in the morning. I'm like, ugh. I like look to my right, and this guy I play basketball with, he's like a golf professional at a course around here. And I was like, yo,
Okay,
what's up, dog?
hey,
I was like, hey man, I'm going to play golf for the first time. What's a good tip? He said, just swing your hips. I was like, oh, okay.
what?
Sweet, got it. Thanks. I literally was thinking about
Not
that all
helpful.
weekend.
Did you
Nah, it
find that
was.
helpful?
No, yeah, just like like
Oh,
literally, like that's where the power comes from, right down
ah,
there. I was like, okay. So yeah, but yeah, through security, hella fucking lines. Um, I had my hair down, so I felt like I was getting some like kind of weird treatment by security. They like pulled me to the side and
oh
gave
damn,
me extra pats. No cavity search or anything, but
no,
a little frisky. I was like, oh.
you're getting up there,
I was
seeing
like,
if
I
you're
better
hiding
put my
anything.
hair back up. I was like, I'm Samoan, I swear.
What kind of pants were you wearing? Big cargo pants,
Uh,
full of
yeah.
bombs.
No,
What?
I was wearing a Portugal outfit, like Portugal sweater, Portugal matching sweatpants. So maybe that set off some alarms or something.
What?
Yeah.
Oh man, it sounds
Um,
racist.
so yeah, get there early pretty much. If you're waiting for food, try to get like a chain, something that's a chain. If you like get the airport stuff, they're gonna charge an arm and a leg. Like I was seeing
Oh,
like $20 for a cheeseburger. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
well, like a special airport restaurant or some shit.
Yeah, I'd never see that. Yeah, it seemed like that. So I was
Wow.
like, where's the Wendy's? Where's
Yeah,
the Burger King?
I need me a $7 burger, not no 20. I
Exactly.
mean, I wish it was a lot cheaper. This shit is up there. Fast food is fucking. You
They
might
let
as
people
well.
traveling with kids go on first, right? Your daughter's under 2.
Oh, I'm going by myself.
Oh, for real? Oh.
Solo Dolomite. Yeah, that's a low key bummer. I'm gonna take her. Well, I definitely got to do like a full family one, but I'm leaving Wednesday afternoon. I get there to the wedding Wednesday night. The wedding's Thursday. I leave Friday at noon. Back, so I'm back in Portland Friday night.
Oh, that's not long enough, brother.
It's definitely gonna be short, but I want to do like a big family vacation. Yeah, definitely when we can. I think we're gonna be seeing
What
some
seat do
family
you
for
get?
Christmas.
Are you particular on your seat choice in the airplane?
Man, if they offer me the exit row all day, but it's like 70 extra dollars for the exit row now. So I
For
try
three
to.
inches.
Oh, it feels a lot more, but yeah, it probably is just some tiny ass 3 inches. Uh,
I usually go with the aisle because you can
yeah,
stretch the leg, at least one of the legs.
at
But
least.
then, like, I don't know. I know you have big shoulders too, right? So
Yeah,
everybody that walks by, boom, boom, just hitting your shoulder, hitting me with
yeah.
the drink cart. Like, God damn.
I gotta like lean inside, but then the inside
Yeah.
person's right there, and I'm like, I'm not trying
Oh!
to shoulder into you right now. I'm just
Exactly.
trying to
I'm like,
stop
don't
getting
touch
beat
me.
up.
Don't fucking touch me.
Yeah, hopefully somebody misses their flight and I get a freaking empty seat next to me and I can just stretch out. But yeah, definitely. I don't know if paying the extra 70 is worth the exit row, but I'll take it if it's offered. Definitely if they're like, hey, we need somebody to act in case of emergency. I was like, show me the rules.
Yeah. And then I don't know. I usually fly Alaska. So right when I get to the counter, if it's hella early, which it usually is, I always say, hey, if there's any upgrades available, let me know.
Oh,
Put
nice.
me on it for free.
Oh, oh,
And they'll be like, okay,
you could do that?
yeah.
Hey, if you
Be
guys
like,
have
hey,
any
if this motherfucker
upgrades.
does, yeah, if there's a seat, because you could check the seats on the app.
Mhm.
So I always check the seats, and if I see like there's one first class that hasn't been filled yet, I'll be like, oh yep, hey, if you need to upgrade someone, let it be me, and they'll do it.
Nice.
Um,
I
Another
might have
tip,
to use
yeah,
that.
like if you have to give up your seat, wait at till like the very last second and get as much money as you can.
Oh, if you have a booked seat and they're trying to
Yeah,
get, if they're full or something,
I
and
have
they're,
actually a really good one. So if you check a bag and they lose it, even if it's for like one day and they find it later and send it to you, buy hella fucking clothes, buy hella shit, and then send them the receipt, and they will send a check in the mail for all those clothes you bought. Like even you, all
ooh,
you have to say like, "Oh, I needed those clothes at that exact moment," and they'll send the check within 2 days.
nice. Because you guys
So
lost my clothes that I
yeah,
needed.
that
I
I
had to go and
needed.
buy these clothes
Yes, I needed this Gucci flip flop.
to replace my Nike slides.
Yeah, so pretty much you get a whole fresh ass outfit for free if
Okay,
they
okay.
lose your luggage.
They lose your bag, go and get you a nice fit,
I
couple
mean,
fits.
we're polys, right? So we know a lot of people in the airport industry.
Ooh, yep. Some ramp
Um,
agents. Yep.
yeah, so they be plugging with all the tips and tricks.
Nice. Yeah. Yo, if you're listening to this and you have a really good travel tip, hit us up in the comments or send us a message. We got to share that with people. I'm, yeah, like I said, I'm flying out Wednesday, so I'm gonna be using a lot of these tips. I'm definitely gonna go up and be like, hey, if you guys have any upgrades, I'll let it be me.
Are you
What is
flying Alaska or Hawaii? Yeah, Alaska.
uh
There's no Hawaiian.
oh damn, okay. I'm flying, I think American and then Hawaiian.
Okay.
So maybe it only works for Alaska, but I'm gonna try it.
I think Alaska owns Hawaiian.
Oh, what?
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Taking over.
Uh
49, taking over 50.
the Yeah, the sorry, this is totally different. I just popped up in my head. OHSU, the hospitals in Oregon are buying the private hospitals in Portland and Washington or in Vancouver. OHSU is merging with Legacy Health. Um, that's supposedly going to change some stuff.
Is
Also,
that good?
Michael, I don't know. I don't know. I think OHSU is like was really happy to merge with them. Well, their Legacy Health is failing, so they're merging with Oregon Health and Science University, which is partially federally funded. Um, yeah, so they're taking over a bunch of medical locations and buildings, and it just popped up on like a local, I think Twitter feed that I was following, and I read that. I don't know. Oh, because Alaska owns Hawaiian. I
Oh,
was like,
gotcha.
why did I think of that just now? Anyways, shout outs. Man, appreciate you being on and sharing about your trip and your league and uh, figuring out a bunch of these different travel tips that I'm about to use. Thank you for that. Do you have any shout outs for this week?
Yeah, shout out to the Get Money Truck Bitches League for having we had a great weekend. It was dope. Shout out Dirty Pedro showed up, cashed him out. That shit was tight. Shout out to my girlfriend for picking me up from the airport late last night. It wasn't that late. It was like 11. Still, it's pretty late.
That's pretty late.
Yeah. And shout out to the pilot who got me home through the hurricane safely. You the
Hey,
real MVP, the MVP. I was just thinking, I was like, damn, hope it ain't like Denzel on flight up in that bitch right now. Because even though he did save the plane, how much of his fucking fucked up actions
pause
caused the
that.
whole situation in the first place? I didn't want no brave pilot. I wanted a safe pilot. But yeah,
Oh,
shout out to those guys. Yeah, shout out to you as well for having me. Let me
yo,
talk about my life for an hour.
yo, appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on and sharing. Um, Hey, shout out to Forrest, who is not here today. He is flying on the way to Brother Tylenol's wedding. I'll be joining them very soon. Yeah, definitely shout out to my girls who are going to freaking not go to Hawaii. Damn, bro. They're like, she's like, oh, really? Really? You know, let's just go to the Renaissance tour and just, we'll just budget that instead. So,
Oh yeah, that's right.
hey, we'll see you September 14th uh,
Nice.
for Beyonce. Hopefully. Yeah, still got to buy those tickets.
Oh yeah, I'm going to
Uh,
Drake on Saturday.
hey, yeah, this weekend, right?
Yeah, I swear it's been the busiest month of my life.
Let's, who else is on that show with Drake? Don't
That's an
matter.
excellent question. I didn't even think about that.
Yo, it was a show a couple years ago at the Tacoma Dome. Drake and
Oh,
the
21
Migos.
Savage.
Ah, okay, yeah, because they just
Oh, that's
had
tight. That's fucking sick. Okay, I'm
nice
I'm super down with that.
because they just released their co-album. Yeah,
Yeah, sick.
there was a show Drake and the Migos. Aubrey, I think it was called Aubrey and the Migos on tour. But we got to the Tacoma Dome and the fucking Migos were not there. So
Oh, no show. That's the worst.
it was like they had, a family issue, something, whatever it was. I think people were saying that was like when Offset got caught and Cardi was like, "You motherfucker, we're getting divorced." Right? Maybe I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways, they just I think we had Roy Woods out there for an extra 30 minutes.
Hey,
We
he's
had
filthy.
a lot of old school songs from Drake. Did like an extra set with a bunch of those songs, but had a fucking car flying around at Tacoma Dome, which was dope. Shout out to uh freaking the ladies that are saving the U.S. economy this summer. Beyonce, Taylor Swift, and Greta Gerwig. I think Barbie's over 1 billion. Obviously,
Yep.
the Eras tour is wrecking cities. Beyonce is also on tour, and people are going out again. They're getting them to come out. Shout out to them, and yeah, shout out to Levasa Island Apparel. Get your Polynesian gear. You got the Polynesian and the logo of the Champions logo. But there's a bunch of dope stuff. Check out the website, www.livasaislandapparel.com. Check out that posted collection. That's That's pretty dope. A bunch of different stamps from different Polynesian islands, Tonga, Samoa, Hawaii. I don't know if they just got Fiji there, but yeah, that's a pretty dope. I actually need to start buying all of those up. Um, yeah, but check out Livasa on Instagram. I think they have a TikTok too. Yeah,
Ayo.
we're gonna check that out. Yeah, also follow us on all our socials: Instagram, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, at Ballinesian, and definitely follow us. Rate us on any of the podcast servers: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anything like that. I think it helps with the algorithm, so other people can also catch our show. Yeah, definitely want to spread out there, and also get a bunch of different voices on. Last week we had Mac Moley. Shout out to Mac Moley, Manamoli. The last Saturday show that's going to be this week, August 26th. The main show.
We're cousins.
Oh, nice.
That's
Oh shit. Oh, you guys have the same last name. What?
Really? I didn't know that. Yeah, so the sister started following me. She was like, "My grandpa is this guy Fiso," and I was like, "Oh, oh, hello, cousin."
I think there's the Fiso Moly, like there's a line there. There's a branch that is shared. Yeah. Oh damn, you guys are like, I've seen that together before. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I didn't know that that was their name. I was like, oh.
I don't think it's Fiso, right? But there's that like a shared family. Nice. I'll have to figure that out.
The
nice.
tree is connected. The roots run deep.
Yeah. And yeah, this Saturday we're gonna be catching on Mac Moley's Instagram, which is at mac.moley, at 7 p.m. They're going to have the pre-show, the tribute to 50 years of hip hop, and then a bunch of dope Bay artists are going to be on. So definitely check out and follow. Also, last Saturday late show and mac.moley on Instagram. Yeah. Nice. Again, I appreciate you for being on. Thank you everybody for listening. That is going to be our show for this week. Tune in next time. Stay hydrated, stay blessed, stay ballin', love and light. Peace. Chee.